Wendy, how would you like to play 3-Question Thursday?
I would like it so much. It sounds wonderful.
Great. 3-Question Thursday. Here we go. Number 1. You are like the reader, okay? And we talked a little bit like, what are your avenues for reading that many books? You're saying like the voices in your head instead of food chatter. It's now like seriously you're reading books. And you mentioned Audible. What are other choices you have for reading books?
I do a app called Overdrive, and it goes through your library. So all you need is your library card. You go online, you fill it out, and you can check out books to your phone or to your Kindle. So you can read them, you can listen to them, and it's free of charge. And so I like that one. Another one that goes through the library is called Libby, Libby, Library Libby. And so that's another one that goes through your library and just uses your library card. The downside of that is sometimes they have 3 copies of a book and they have 100 people that want to check out that same book. But sometimes they have 70 copies of a book, so you can get it quickly. But they do have a wait list, and you can work your way up the list. I find like with the Brene Brown books, sometimes they have 80 copies of those, but it still takes you 6 months to get them.
Oh.
But I love all of her books, and so it's worth the wait. When it comes, I take my turn, and I'm so happy when it's finally my turn. I do have the Audible app, and so I like that one really well. I have people who gift me Audible credits because they paid for them and they're never going to use them, and I gobble up books as fast as I can. So that's always a wonderful thing. My husband bought me the Deseret Book app, being a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Deseret Book is their big book publishing company, and they have Deseret Bookshelf so that any of their books are available, and you pay a monthly fee. And he bought me that, and I disappeared into my room, and like I didn't even come out for 3 or 4 days. Maybe it was even 3 or 4 weeks. And then I realized that he bought me that right when the NFL started. So he was out watching NFL while I was in reading. And I thought, that was a win-win for both of us. I got what I wanted, and he got what he wanted, which was a little peace and quiet.
Wow, that is amazing. What was that list again that you had? This is still on number 1. What is the list of, you do a biography,
I do a biography, a history, a self-help book, and then some kind of a church or spiritual book.
And that's every month, which is absolutely amazing. That is absolutely amazing. Okay, question number 2.
When you spend 8 hours a day hearing a book, it's really not that big of a deal.
Oh, that's true. Like, you can keep it going.
My biography this month was called The Boys by Ron and Clint Howard. Remember Mayberry, Little Opie, and Gentle Ben? What was his name? Mark on Gentle Ben. Those 2 brothers, and it goes through and they talk about their life. It was a good read. I enjoyed it.
That's great. Question number 2. You also, in your habit stack, I don't know if we talked about it tonight, but you said that you always touch base.
Yes.
What does that mean?
That means I either listen to a blog, or I listen to an accountability call, or I talk to one of my coaches, or I talk to a mastermind group. Every day I try to touch something that is BLE.
Okay. So, the last one is going to be like of the vlogs, because I know that you've listened to a lot of them. Is there one that comes to mind that is your favorite?
Probably the one about intermittent reinforcement, as to why you have to tell yourself no. I often have to tell myself, no, don't be ridiculous. I'm not going to do that. I'm not putting that in my mouth, because, my voices in my head are very compelling.
Well, and you're speaking my language on that intermittent reinforcement. That is my favorite vlog of all time that Susan put out.
And I have to watch it a lot.
If you don't,
to remind myself.
Just to expand on that while we're talking about it, for someone who's new, the idea is this space between meals that you have the structure of your meal. And if you go beyond that, so let's say, for example, you have your dinner, you come and you're washing your dishes, and you're like, well, there's a few blueberries in the bowl. I'll have some of those. It's telling your brain there's an exception. And so it's like this little child in your brain, the one nagging, Mommy, Mommy, can I please have one more? Except the loudness gets louder, the voice gets louder, the nagging gets whinier. And so it just magnifies how many times you'll get that voice. And that's the food chatter. That's the food monster. You can't get away from it. So anyway, Wendy, I want to, since I talked most of that question, I just want to ask, you are known for your motivation. What is it that motivates you? Or do you have a favorite motivational quote or any kind of mantra?
Ooh, a mantra. Well, with bright line eating, it is usually, ooh, that's gross. I'm not putting that in my mouth. Or one meal at a time, or one day at a time, and keep moving forward. Uh, I love Louise Hay, and so one of my favorite quotes with her is, that which you focus on expands. So if you focus on your good health will expand. So I like that one really, really well.
Well, that's fantastic. Well,
I
Wendy,
also have to say, be kind to yourself. Be kind. Just be kind. Be kind to other people. Be kind to yourself. I think we need a lot more kindness.
I think so too. When what goes around comes around.
So
Wendy,
true.
thank you so much for saying yes when you're asked by a complete stranger to share your story. I really
My pleasure.
appreciate it. And I really loved getting to know you. What a delight. So thank you. And thanks, everybody. Good night.
Bye.
Stay bright.